Hi everyone. I don't know if you can notice, but I'm still at McLean today, McLean in Middleborough, because the snowstorm really hit this area pretty bad. And so I'm here for an additional day, but I will be discharging tomorrow morning, so that'll be good. Probably I'll discharge at 10 and I'll be going to Everett Public Library. Um, so, that'll be good. Um, so that I can, spend the day there and everything. Um, yeah, I mean, otherwise, I'm okay. I'm discharging to the street, which is obviously not ideal. And it is frustrating. You know what I mean? It is. Because, I'm axing. I was talking to a social worker at the Mass General in Revere, and I was asking her, like, you know, if I can get a referral for a housing coordinator because they were going to refer me to outside vendors, and I feel that someone at the Mass General would be more qualified to help me because I did have, you know, people at the Mass General in Revere help me, and they helped me a lot. And there was a housing coordinator at Chelsea, and she was able to help me get me some resources that were helpful. Um, and that's what I need. Um, so I mean, I appreciate her. I know she's helping me, but really, I need to be with somebody at the Mass General, a housing navigator who really is going to sit down and genuinely want to help me find housing, whether that be an apartment shared with roommates or affordable housing. You know, I do see that there's a lottery coming up on the North Shore, and I'm going to um, apply to that apartment. I'm going to keep applying to lotteries. I'm going to keep applying to affordable housing, keep making those phone calls. Um, but unfortunately, that can be a very long time. And in the meantime, I need an apartment, even if that means with roommates. And I have been reaching out every day to people and having no luck. I feel very stuck in this situation, you know? And for me, I just like hate when, I ask for help for housing and they give me this big list of shelters. And for me, that's not going to help me. What I'm doing now is a million times more safe than going to a shelter. I go to a public library during the day and I do the gyms at night. I use the gyms at night and I'm able to shower there. I won't benefit from a shelter. I've said it a million times. I need to work with somebody who knows like what's available. Like, oh, well, look, this person, they're renting a room and they really need a roommate. And it seems like this would be a good fit for you. Let's contact this person. Things like that, like a place that I can actually have a roof over my head. And I remember in my 20s when I did the roommate thing, it wasn't that hard for me to find a roommate. Usually it's the first of the month that they're looking to rent an apartment to somebody. And usually it would just be let's say now, right? Let's call it March because we're at the end of February. In the past, if I was looking for a room in March, I'd be able to find one in April pretty easily, you know? And now I'm in this situation where I'm having a hard time even finding a room. Not just having a hard time finding a room, but having a hard time finding a room with a raft check, which is money that's going to go directly to the landlord. And I'm still having trouble. And that is very frustrating. You know? I don't want to hear about a shelter. I don't want to hear about a food pantry. I don't have access to a kitchen. I can't access the kitchen, so I can't cook. And the food that they give at food pantries are food that you have to cook, food that you have to prepare. And that's wonderful for someone that has a kitchen, but I don't. Um, you know, soup kitchens, no. It's the same people that go to soup kitchens are the same people that go to shelters, and that is unsafe for me because I am not a street person. I've said it a million times. What else do they tell me to do? Oh, I love this one. Why don't you consider going on SSI? Why don't I consider shooting myself in the foot? You know, I've worked 13 years in my field. I have a bachelor's degree. I'm not going to tell the state of Massachusetts that I am unable to work. Okay? Because I can work. I'm not going to fill out state, ask for help, get that type of help from the government when it's not factual. I'm not disabled. I can work. I've been trying to work and I have been stuck. I don't want to go on SSI. I will never go on SSI. Getting shot in the foot is more appealing than going on SSI. Why don't you tell me about jobs that are available that would actually give me the opportunity to work for them? Because I was great at what I did when I was working. I did a great job, and no one can take that away from me. That's why when I hear SSI, I think about a gun to my foot. I'm sorry, that sounds dark, but it is. It's a trap. It's not something that's going to help me. It's a thing that's going to stigmatize me. And they wouldn't be saying something like that to me if I wasn't Spanish. I hate that. I want to go back to work. I want a roof over my head, a stable place to live, permanent housing. That's what I need. I don't deserve this. I'm a good person. People fall on hard times. And it is sad. It's sad. It's scary, but I am fighting, literally fighting for my life. But I need permanent housing. It is unsafe out there, Well, thank you for listening. And I'll keep you guys posted on everything. Bye.